Welcome to the 2011 Stretch Your Sketch class taught by Jen Gallacher, hosted by 2peasinabucket.com. This is class number 1, and this is the sketch that we are going to be using. This sketch is available in the downloadable PDF, as well as check out our 2Piece gallery because there will be other designers using this sketch in different ways. That will help you see how you can stretch this sketch. This is a 12 by 12 sketch. It is designed for 4 photos. They would have to be smaller than 4 by 6. There are embellishments down the center, journaling, and a title on the side. Now I'm going to create my version of this sketch, and you will notice that there are some changes that I've made. On the sketch where the title is, I've actually used a shaped die cut piece of pattern paper by KI Memories. This is a calendar sheet that I've cut to size. Now I'm going to create the border for this page. And now I printed my photos out on one sheet of photo paper, and then I trimmed around to leave a white edge on the side, and I actually printed 3 4 by 6 photos. Now again, the sketch calls for 4. This is a way to stretch your sketch. One time you can use 4, another time you could use 3, one time you could use 1. So one way to stretch your sketch is to actually just use different number of photos. You can put these photos down straight, or you can overlap them a little bit like this. I think I'm actually going to use a wider border. So I've pre-cut a sheet from the Savor line from Little Yellow Bicycle, and that's a little bit bigger. And you want to cover the left side of your photos so it looks like the photos are tucked inside the page. Let's go ahead and put this blue border back on. Now, referring back to the sketch, there are embellishments down the center and a little bit of journaling. But I am going to switch that up a little bit, and I'll show you what I did. I actually printed my journaling on a long strip of paper, and I will add just a little bit of embellishing. I like to distress the edges of my paper with brown stamping ink. And you can use any kind of stamping ink that you like. You can also use distress ink. You can use a foam applicator, however you like to distress your paper. Okay. So looking back at the sketch again, you can see that instead of doing embellishments, I have done a journaling sheet. But at the very bottom of my page right here, I want to add just a little embellishment to kind of echo what I had on my sketch. So I'm using a circular journaling tablet piece from Little Yellow Bicycle. Then this is a corrugated flower from Jelly Bean Soup. And I have stocked up on these. I just love the texture on here. This is a dimensional flower sticker from the Savor line from Little Yellow Bicycle. You can see it's got some dimension to it, and I'm just going to add that right in the center of the flower. Okay, now I want to show you a fun little technique. These are some new Hero Art stamps, and they're sentiment stamps. One way to dress up your journaling is to leave spaces where you can actually stamp a sentiment. And so you have to plan ahead. And I planned ahead where I wanted my sentiment to go, and you leave a space in your journaling for it. And then you can just go back in. This one says time to celebrate. And just at the very, very tip top, I'm going to add that one. See, so it just adds a little bit there. And then I want to use the Your Special one from this Hero Art stamp as well. And this Hero Art stamp is called Find Joy. So again, ink up your special. Find where you want to place it in your journaling. And stamp it. So there you can see how I just added a little bit of extra inside of the journaling block. Now, I use twine all the time, and this is Fabulous Baker's twine. This is from Martha Stewart. Jelly Bean Soup also has some that you can get. I love Baker's twine because it has a twist of color in with it. And the way that I do it, and you can do it however you like, but I kind of plan where my knot is going to go, and I'm assuming my knot's going to be somewhere around here. So I start twisting the twine around the papers. I usually do it about 3 times. You can do it as few or as many times as you'd like. Just depends on the thickness. And then as you cut off the excess, make sure that you leave enough to tie a bow. Or you could tie a knot. Sometimes I will tie the bow through a button just for some added dimension, but again, you can do it however you like. Okay, and then just trim off the excess with your scissors. So there you can see how the twine looks. Just adds a little bit extra dimension to it. All right, now I usually keep a bunch of photo corners on hand. I try and look for different colors. You can also cut them with your silhouette machine. And then I just like adding photo corners to things, and sometimes if the color is just too bright to match the cream in that pattern paper, I just toned it down a little bit with stamping ink. Okay, so at this point, let's refer back to the sketch. You can see I have room for my title. I have my journaling block and embellishing, and then I have my photos on the side. So I've very closely matched my sketch, but I stretched it by changing the journaling area, by changing the number of the photos, and instead of using a straight rectangular shape, this time I used a die cut shape. So those are some ways that you can stretch your sketch. Now let's go ahead and add the title. These are foam glitter stickers. They are the Thickers stickers from American Crafts. And when I plan out my title, I usually start with the last letter first. So I'm going to spell out Dreamer. By turning your paper on the side, you can easily align your stickers. And I don't put them down all the way until I'm all the way done spelling out my word, because I tend to move things a lot. So I just kind of gently place them down, and then I can go back in and fix them however I want. So just by using one sketch and changing just a few elements about the sketch, you can easily stretch it and use it over and over and over again. For a downloadable PDF and additional photos and the complete supply list for creating this layout, visit 2peasinabucket.com.